showed some life in the third quarter and got ourselves in a situation where we had the ball with down a couple of scores, but then, a couple mistakes, and then the game got away from us clearly at the end there. Questions, please.
Where the offense didn't get to 100 yards tonight, just the struggles that you guys had on that side of the ball.
Yeah, they did a good job up front. They got a really good front seven. We didn't get a ton of movement, couldn't get the ground game going. Quarterback runs didn't pop until late in the game. The way they were playing it, they were forcing the handoff. And so we just didn't get much going. Credit to them, and then us, we didn't execute as well as we could.
You made the change at quarterback there. Jake gave you guys a little bit of a spark there.
A little bit. We're at that point. We're trying to use both because of what they were doing. And again, the quarterback runs weren't a big thing, and felt that Jake had a pretty good feel for some of the things we want to do in the passing game, so we used him. And Jakari's a young guy, man. He played his butt off, tried his best. It was a lot, so.
The defense put scare at a certain point.
They did a great job. I mean, the defense kept us in the game. The defense gave us an opportunity. Again, you're down by 16 points, right? And you have the ball in good field position. You got a chance to make this a really good game in the fourth quarter, and we came up short. That's where we came up short. I believe that's when we turned the ball over or whatnot. So, but a lot of good stuff by them. Obviously, a couple guys had some standout performances, and then the fourth quarter we gave up a score late, 2 scores.
Jakari hits X on that open pass that might have changed the game a little bit.
We got they blew coverage. We overthrew that one, and then we had a big run by Jakari, and they called us for a blindside block. We thought Rooster had, put his shoulder in and turned his back on the guy to prevent that or prevent that penalty from being called. Not good enough. They got a really good football team. They've been where we've been before. They built it up. I get it. We'll be there. So.
Or next week, as we say, next week it's a game for getting bowl eligible. How do you think your team will do with its back to the ball?
They'll do well. Expect them to do well. Expect to get on the plane, with pride, and get right back to work. I wouldn't expect anything else. If you can't do that, you shouldn't even get on the plane. It's going to be the same thing and the same answers again and again and again. There's no way around this stuff. You got to work it into reality. Okay?
Well, you guys lost a 40 flag there.
Yes, we did.
How serious is it?
It's going to be revalidated as soon as we get home.
Anything else?
Anybody? All right. Thank you. You sure?
Good morning. You heard Mario Cristobal after yesterday's 40-10 loss to Clemson. I want to give you my thoughts. In fact, Dave Hyde nailed it this morning in the Sun Sentinel. He says, okay, if I'm grading easy, which I won't be, and I'll get to that in a moment. The defense, I felt, in the second half, played better because it couldn't play any worse than it did in the first half. Offensively, we were abysmal. I'll get to that also in a minute. Jakari had X wide open on the second play of the game when we had the ball. He overthrew him, became a punt. From there, we knew what was to expect after that. This team won Clemson won its 10th game of the season for the 12th straight year. And they're rebuilding, and that's a rebuilding team. Think about that. We've only had one double-digit win in 20 years, season in 20 years. That's Rick in 2017. What we saw yesterday was they had the best defensive front in the entire country. They have 5-star recruits, a number 2 prep player in the country, and number 6. You had Al, you had Rick, Manny, and now Mario in every other year games against Clemson since 2015. The closest was Manny in 2020, 42-17. That's how one-sided this thing has been with Clemson. Okay? This has been as one-sided as you can get. They had 19 players in the first and second round those years. We had 6. Now, listen, it's rebuilding. So, if anything, it's recruiting. Other than one team having 5 possible first-round picks in the NFL draft next year, and one has none, it all starts with TVD. Now, the big question, and we'll get to that, will he be back? Will he enter the portal? There are going to be teams lining up for him if he wants to leave. When he stood on the sideline yesterday, and he would have brought help, but he couldn't because he was hurt. Put how bad this offense was yesterday. In the first half, we had no points, 1 first down, and 9 total yards at halftime. Let me repeat that again. 9 yards total in the first half. Clemson had 24 points, 14 first downs, and 228 yards. You want to know how bad it was? Let me tell you how bad it was. Clemson had 447 yards total offense to 98. 98. Now, again, second half I felt the defense did a better job. We forced 3 turnovers. We cut the lead to 16. And then having a chance to get closer. You know, the Khalil has to make that catch in that big. Jaleel has to make that catch in that situation. I mean, you make that catch, we're down maybe, 26-17. Then it's a 9-point game. That's a different ballgame. Different ballgame at that point. But who knows what happens. The good part is we didn't fold. That's what it came down to. I didn't care about the scoreboard going in. We knew Clemson was a big favorite. They passed that at the end. See, Clemson is now what we were expected to be when we came in 2004. They're clearly the best in the conference. They've won 6 of the last 7 titles, and they're just the next piece to them winning their titles, the national titles in the CFP. Think about this now. Yesterday's not on Mario. He has to dig his way out of it by recruiting players he saw on the other side, and we all saw that. And with Mario, again, we will do that. Okay? To put this how bad yesterday's loss was, okay? To put how bad yesterday's loss was. We ran only 42 offensive plays. 42. It is the fewest by a Clemson opponent since 1992, Carolina. It was only the 8th time since 1954 that a Clemson opponent has run 42 or fewer plays. The 3rd fewest in Miami history. 3rd fewest yards we had yesterday. That's inexcusable. Now, grades very simple. Offense, I'm going to give an F. Yes, we showed some life there in the 3rd, but aside from that, when you have total 98 yards yesterday, that's putrid. That is putrid. Okay? Defense, believe it or not, I'm going to give a C. I mean, I should get first half. We allowed 220. Yes, we allowed 447 yesterday, but there was some glimmers of hope there in the second half. I mean, we forced the 3 turnovers. That's the one good thing. I mean, we did force the turnovers, but aside from that, not there yesterday. Special teams, believe it or not, I'm going to give a C. I mean, Lou got some good punts, but Clemson had good returns yesterday at times. I mean, Andy makes a field goal. Nothing else to say on that. Listen, we all knew going in Clemson was a great team. We all knew this was their rebuilding team, but we all knew Clemson was going to be the Clemson we thought they were gonna be. Okay. We knew next week is the bowl game. Next week's a chance to go to bowl game, Pittsburgh, Saturday night, 8 o'clock, ACC Network. Have a good Thanksgiving. I'll probably have maybe a pod on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Friday, but if I don't talk to you before Thursday, have a good and happy, safe Thanksgiving with you and your families, and we will talk again soon. Take care. Win or lose, go Canes.